échenme ese toro gacho, diciéndole a los vaqueros, échenme ese toro gacho, ya cuando yo me lo amarré, que lo quiere, ya se me eché, ya lo hace, yo me lo monté, ya lo volví a poner, ya las quité, fuera que lo eché, de eso no sé, ay, si no sabes te enseñaré. Muchachos, allá va el toro, no se lo dejen llevar, porque si el toro es muy bravo, no lo vaya a revolcar, ahí le mandaré el capote pa' que lo puedan torear.
On behalf of the family, who gives this woman in marriage?
I and her family.
Again, please be seated as we continue. Now, I am just curious, with a show of hands, who did not know that they were coming to a wedding today? Terry, did you raise your hand? A couple weeks, no, you can cry. Not time yet. Well, a few weeks ago, I was approached and they said, hey, we would like you to marry us. I'm like, oh, okay. And then they proceeded to tell me it was a secret. All right. And she goes, but I told a couple people. Yeah. We have here with us today the children of Jay and Irene. And we'd like to introduce them. We have Stephanie, Robert, Anna, and Teresa. I got that one right. Wes, Terry Jean, Sandra, Valerie, Terry Scott, and Rex. And they're going to be helping us a little bit here with this ceremony. See, because when you have a wedding, as so many of you already know, a wedding is not just a union between a husband and a wife. A wedding is a blending of families. So in their support of the families, the children are here today to help us to participate in this wonderful and joyous occasion. At this time, we are going to have a candle ceremony, and I'll talk you through this as we kind of go through it, because what happens in a candle ceremony is a demonstration through symbolism of not only the unity of the families, but the blending of the families as they come together. The support from the families to Irene and Jay. Robert, Terry Jean, would you please light your family members' candle? And then you may blow your candles out. Not you, Jay. What you see symbolized here is at the moment we have two separate candles. The representation. As I said, just a few weeks ago, I actually didn't hear it from Jay and Irene. My son came and told me, he said, hey, Grandpa's getting married. And I'm like, oh, okay. Great. So I can't tell you what an honor it is, particularly when you're a pastor, to have the privilege of being part of it. Now, I'm sure that you probably have already guessed that Miss Irene, and it kind of went like this, according to what they told me, said, Jay, I think we need to get married. And you can almost in your mind picture Jay's response. Okay. If that's what you want, that's fine with me. And this has led us to this day here. Now there's a couple observations that come out of that conversation. Number one, Jay, I'm sure it's no mystery, Irene is a woman who's very decisive. And not afraid to ask for what she wants. And I'm sure you know that, but I just thought it'd be important to mention that so that, you know, later on it's like you know what you're getting into. And again, it's also appropriate that yes, dear, or your form of yes, dear, okay, will serve you well into the years to come.
Amen.
As I talked to them, it became obvious that God had brought them together. God's plan is never made known to us in advance. But when we see it happen, when we see it lived out in our lives, when we see God's perfect plan happening that brings a wonderful couple like this together, you just have to give praise to a wonderful, glorious, and mighty God. Amen. So here we are. Jay and Irene, you know this so well, but I will remind you that marriage is a commitment that is ordained by God Himself. God created man because He did not want him to be alone. He wanted man to have someone to be with him. In front of God and these witnesses, Jay, I will now ask you, do you take this woman to be your wife? And do you promise before God and these witnesses that you will be to her a true and devoted husband, and that forsaking all others, you will keep yourself to her and to her alone, so long as you both shall live? If so, please answer. I do.
I do.
Irene?
I do too.
You gotta let me say that. This is why this wasn't a secret, folks. She's a little excited about this. Irene, do you take this man to be your husband? And do you promise before God and these witnesses that you will be to him a true and devoted wife, and that forsaking all others, you will keep him to yourself and to him alone, so long as you both shall live? If so, please answer. I do.
I do. Did you all hear me?
As a symbol of their love and devotion, Jay will now present Irene with her wedding. Jay, as you give this ring, Irene, as you receive this ring, I want to remind you of the significance that it represents. First and foremost, this ring is a commitment to each other, an ongoing symbol to yourselves and to others of your love and devotion to one another. It is also a ring that is made of precious metal, a sign of the purity of your relationship and your pledge to be faithful to one another. Finally, the ring is an unbroken circle, and like this ring, your love is to be never-ending, and a symbol of these vows that you have spoken here today for all of eternity. May you always look upon this ring and forever be reminded of not only this day, but your love for one another and the commitment that you have made to one another. Jay, if you will repeat after me. This ring I give you
This ring I give you
in token and in pledge
in token and in pledge
of our constant faith
in our constant faith
and abiding love.
and abiding love.
Does it fit? There we go. They're allowed to be tight. Yes. Please join me in prayer. For as much as they have dedicated themselves in marriage here today, and by witness by you and by God, those of you who are here today, I formally pronounce you to be husband and wife. Jay